If you've seen my Assassin's Creed character studies, you'll know that I like to dedicate a section of those videos towards the design of the characters, from their characteristics to their costumes, and I always wanted to spin that off into its own series, where we look in depth at all of the costumes available in the Assassin's Creed games. Since AC2, additional outfits have become a staple of the series, and with Origins onwards, they became the focus for a lot of the revenue those games made, with outfit packs being pushed heavily in the store. For this series, I'm going to look at all the games that led up to this decision. Since AC1 did not have any additional outfits, and all of AC2's are available in Brotherhood, I found Brotherhood to be the best starting point. We'll be looking at all the outfits available in the outfits section, along with armours that distinctly change Ezio's appearance, like the Armour of Brutus. And after going through all these outfits, I'll give you my ranking from best to worst. I'll be considering the authenticity of the time period, the overall design, and any missed opportunities or visual errors. And yes, that does include legacy outfits. Without further ado, let's begin. Beginning with Ezio's canonical costume in the game, the outfit in Brotherhood has a few variations, depending on where you're seeing it, as trailers and promotional posters have Ezio displayed with two identical braces, a metal pauldron and a red lining on the hood. However, the version in the game, for story reasons, has just one bracer, which gets replaced with a different kind as you unlock the second hidden blade. I think this outfit works well as a natural evolution from Ezio's armour in AC2, and is a close contender with the Armour of Altair, which we will certainly get to. This outfit narratively symbolises Ezio stepping into an authoritative role, and the more squared off skirt section of the design and emphasised upper torso help to give him more stature and authority, which keeps a lot of the same philosophy used in his AC2 design. This outfit is one worn by all the Roman master assassins, so it isn't specifically made for Ezio, but represents how Ezio must lose some of his ego and be placed on the same level as his fellow assassins, to prove himself during his time in Rome, and for that, I think it serves its purpose wonderfully, and is a really solid outfit to make the default for the game. However, looking at the upgraded version of this costume with all of the armour equipped, yeah, I'm not a fan. I think the armour in AC2 was a bit unnecessary as well, but here they went with such an ugly pattern that looks far too complex and sticks out compared to the simplicity of the outfit. It removes a lot of the lines and colours used to give Ezio a broader look, and instead makes it this horrid metal which just looks cumbersome and impractical for someone trying to remain agile, and most importantly, out of combat. Next up we have the Armour of Altair, the final outfit acquired in the story mode of AC2, by acquiring all 6 of the assassin seals. This outfit already gets off to a good start, because of how much you need to do to earn it, and its importance in the story. Altair was given the power of the World Between Worlds in Star Wars during the events of Assassin's Creed Revelations, where he could look forward in time using the apple, and discover for himself how to craft the hidden gun. However, in return, he created the Armour of Altair, which could withstand the power of the Pieces of Eden, and helped Ezio to beat Rodrigo in the Vatican. This outfit gives Ezio a black and red colour scheme, with gold highlights which have their connotations of life and death, courage and love, and most importantly, a symbol of freedom and equality, fighting against the selfishness of Rodrigo, who believed his story was predestined, and he was better than others because of a prophecy that foretold his role in the story. Altair's armour represents the freedom of choice that Ezio has, especially in Brotherhood, when this comes full circle and he lets fate decide if Cesare should live. Spoiler alert, he does not. The Armour of Altair has a longer skirt section, mechanical armour plating that integrates much better than the Brotherhood armour, and a more complex colour scheme. The only thing I dislike in particular is the front skirt. I get it, but I think is far too big and it looks to restrict Ezio's movement due to the length of it. I can see him tripping up really easily. The top half is perfect. In my opinion, the top half is perfect, but I think the bottom section could have used better layering, which we did see in the Brotherhood one, so that's good to see. Do I think they should have swapped out the Armour of Altair for the Brotherhood robes? I think on paper, yes, but in execution, the difference between these stark black and gold robes from an Ezio that had reached godlike status to a costume that closer resembled his younger self is a very stark contrast, and I think would have worked a lot better if the armour had been somewhat incorporated into the Brotherhood robes and not just disregarded entirely. A happy medium could have been reached. Next up, I want to look at the Florentine Nobleman outfit, a reminder of Ezio's humble beginnings, and a nice inclusion in this game as well. The green contrasts nicely with the red tie for his hair, and his trousers and boots would later go on to feature in his AC2 robes. So we can see a more natural incorporation of the costume as it builds up over time, and I've always been a fan of costumes that change naturally over time. I just think it's neat to watch the visual transformation. Big fan of Basim's in AC Mirage, for example. Now let's be honest here, the only reason that this and the Armour of Altair are available in Brotherhood is because the assets were updated for the opening of the game with the Armour of Altair and the Christina missions for the Nobleman outfit, and considering the Christina missions are the absolute highlight of Brotherhood, I'm prepared to let this be the best outfit in the game. I'm certainly not complaining, it helps if you want to roleplay as a normal guy, and not a crazy looking assassin, and it's nice that it updates Ezio's face to his younger appearance, which offers some nice variety in cutscenes, as it's hilarious hearing the Brotherhood Ezio speak out of his 17-year-old face. The Armour of Brutus is this game's answer to the assassin tombs from AC2. Instead here you must fight off the followers of Romulus and obtain 6 seals that you can use to unlock the armour. These missions will involve difficult parkour gauntlets, with optional objectives that are usually strict time restraints and take advantage of all the game's parkour mechanics, and honestly are a treat to play. My personal favourite is the one that introduced Raiden, combining stealth, parkour and combat into one incredible chase around a chapel. Really cool stuff. Unfortunately, I'm going to say that the journey was better than the destination. The final outfit you unlock is kind of weird, and I've not been a fan of it since I first unlocked it as a 9-year-old. Now there are things I do like about this outfit. The Roman vibes are at the forefront, and the bear skin on the shoulder is cool. The colour scheme being blood red is incredibly evocative of Rome, and stands out a lot compared to a collection of admittedly quite dull colour schemes in comparison. Where the outfit loses me is simply some limitations of the time. The concept art shows off a ragged hood, much closer to the Black Flag/Rogue era, but the final result is a texture swap of the normal hood, with the beak, and I don't know, the physics don't seem to be quite there. The hood looks a lot more like a material draped over the top, however the beak makes it look like it's been rigidly moulded to that shape, and it comes across like a solid block of colour over the default hood, where a bit of variety would have helped the broader warrior aesthetic. Also, that skirt section, yikes. All the grey fur in general is really what overcomplicates this design, and then they stuck this ugly grey coat from a charity shop around his waist, and they made the fur highlights go horizontally around in rings, which makes it look like Fender in a skirt. The skirt goes right down to his ankles, and it restricts any movement and makes his running animation pretty boring to watch, because there's no dynamic movement or cloth physics to sell the feeling of movement. It just all stays stuck to his legs, and you know that's not the last time I'll be bringing that up. Alright, now we have what would be considered the OG Legacy outfit, and that's Altair's robes, which seem directly ported from AC2, because they also have Altair's face model and the mistake of having fingerless gloves on both hands, instead of just his bladed hand. However, I can't complain too much, as I'd rather have 2 gloves than none. This version being imported from AC2 means it also has all the wonderful cloth physics that Altair had in the first game, and it's a perfect recreation without any changes made. The bottom of his robes still open up when moving. In high profile and low profile, the philosophy is retained from his original vision. Also, it's cool to be able to have the crossbow on his back to recreate the look from the first Assassin's Creed trailer. And it would have been great to go that extra step further and replace the throwing knives on his shoulder with a quiver, just for 100% accuracy from that first appearance. It's a shame that his knife is missing though. I mean, whatever happened? Why does that knife never appear again? Desmond being skinned in this game was a cool... That is not how I should have said that. Desmond being skinned in this game... Desmond being a skin in this game was a cool surprise for me as a kid, and I still enjoy his inclusion to this day. Having a modern day dude running around the 16th century Rome stands out in a really fun way, and it's cool that he can also interact in cutscenes, and you can pretend like this is how Desmond sees himself when playing as Ezio. They even keep up the continuity with his single hidden blade like Altair, which is probably due to Ezio also having one hidden blade at the beginning of the game, so the animations could be reused for bladed characters. That's not saying that they were just playing on the limitations, but it's nice that they saw those opportunities and took them. My only regret with this outfit is I wish you could turn off the weapons being visible, as having a sword and crossbow floating around Desmond takes away a bit from having him there, and it's half obscured and not integrated into the world. The Florentine Nobleman has this issue too, and in later games the option to turn off visibility was included, which is great for customization. I know it's a tiny nitpick, but it is worth mentioning. What the fuck is that? Yeah, okay. This one is kinda weird. Whilst you wouldn't bat an eyelid seeing an outfit like this in Valhalla, for 2010 the Raiden outfit is pretty crazy. Unlocked by completing the virtual training in the Animus, which they should have brought back, the Raiden outfit is a direct translation of the costume from Metal Gear Solid 4, and I guess is Ubisoft returning the favour after Altair's costume was available in that game as well, but in terms of context, I have no idea. Having it rooted in the Animus training program does give it some grounding in the world, and the design is unique. However, it just doesn't fit. The heels are atrocious, and the weird fleshy mech suit looking thing doesn't look great on Ezio, and without any bulk, he looks boring again when moving, and it kinda sucks to play as from behind. The only saving grace for me is the cyberpunk-esque eye implants and the helmet with Ezio's hair sticking out the back. That seems like the only attempt to make this design incorporate Ezio's philosophy, but as someone who's not a Metal Gear fan, I can't say I get much from looking at this and would have much preferred, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Overwatch's approach to crossover skins, except the price, where it's like a cosplay the character is doing in the universe and sticks to the character design of the hero, overlooking accuracy to the other franchise. A future assassin would have looked cool if they incorporated a few elements of Ezio's design into this outfit, but it just looks too fleshy. This wasn't intentional, but I have left the best till last, spoiler alert, with the outfit added in the DLC, the Da Vinci Disappearance, with the Drachen Armour. This incorporates a lot of the issues I had with the other outfits in the game, and solves all those problems in one fell swoop, creating a definitive version of Ezio's Brotherhood Robes. The Drachen Armour blends armour and outfit seamlessly, by weaving an armoured pattern into Ezio's existing attire. The raised collar and black and red colour scheme create a luxurious velvet successor to the Armour of Altair. This new design surpasses its predecessor in both simplicity and aesthetic appeal, whilst evolving the Brotherhood robes in a way that feel distinct to Ezio. The main complaint I have with the Brotherhood robes is that they are not unique to Ezio and fit a template for any Roman assassin to reach the rank of master. What the Drachen Armour does is create a variant that feels distinctly superior and deadly, and by far fits the visual language of Ezio better than any outfit in Brotherhood's roster. Now that we've gone through them all, let's rank them, and in last place we have to go with the Armour of Brutus. No matter how great an idea this was, the concept and execution are two wildly different things, and this outfit falls short in a lot of places to make it great. The red colour scheme is nice, and the bear skin is a cool addition, but yeah, just a real miss. and especially considering how much you need to do to earn this, it pales in comparison to the reward. The Armour of Altair was achieved in a similar way in AC2, but was much better woven into the story, and just an overall much better looking outfit. Next up, I have to go with the Raiden outfit. The animations and overall design just look too out of place to be cool, and especially when parkouring, this outfit feels incredibly underwhelming, and I don't factor in the fact that it's a crossover with Metal Gear, because I gather that this isn't even one of Raiden's coolest skins in that franchise. The only positives I can give is that the visor is cool, and the fact that if it was made today, it'd be a £45 bundle with Assassin's Creed X Metal Gear slapped all over it. This feels like a bit of an exception because of it just being a casual wear version of Ezio, but the Nobleman outfit isn't particularly anything to write home about. It serves its purpose well in the story and complements Ezio's visual language in a way that works really effectively. But with that, it's gonna be a bit simplistic and basic, but this is by no means a bad design, just a middle of the road and a great addition to at least have in the game. Continuing with legacy outfits, next up goes to Desmond, mainly because this was the first time this happened, but also the steps to unlock him are really cool with the truth stuff. Also, the gimmick of having a modern day dude in the past was novel and exciting, and it really says something when the weapons floating about look more out of place than a dude from the modern day in the 16th century. Altair's outfit is my favourite in the franchise, and this was from an era before it was butchered, so I think it's fair to put it in the middle of this list, because whilst it doesn't fit Ezio, it's just neat to have it in here, and I appreciate the inclusion, but what's both a positive and negative is the fact that it's very similar to the AC1 version, without any texture updates or anything that would cause players to choose this outfit over the new additions in the game. The Brotherhood Robes are a good upgrade on the AC2 robes, but I think the issue here is that it feels like Ezio has taken a step back as a character from his design alone, and it makes only small changes to the AC2 design to the point where it works narratively, but also the general public wouldn't be able to tell the two outfits apart, and it means that what came first will always be more memorable. For some reason, this is the outfit that has represented Ezio as a legacy outfit up until the very end of Valhalla's cycle, where we got the AC2 robes at last, and Mirage gave us the Revelations robes, which are both infinitely more iconic and I'd say better designed than this copying homework version of the AC2 one, but with squares instead of triangles. The Armour of Altair goes hand in hand with the Brotherhood robes, and they're pretty much tied for me. The top half is awesome, and the bottom half looks like a comb. There's a lot going on, and most of it is good, but there are places where it becomes far too complicated and over-designed, and the obvious plot hole of not looking like an armour for Altair, but an armour for Ezio made by Altair using the apple. And so the name doesn't fit the design, but here in AC Brotherhood, the colours really pop, and it brings out the best qualities, and I think a redesign of this outfit would have been a better move than creating the Brotherhood robes. And finally, drumroll please, first place is obviously going to the Drachen Armour. We all saw this coming. This outfit is the perfect combination of the Brotherhood robes and the Armour of Altair. Without any of the clutter and a stellar incorporation of the metal armour, this armour feels part of the outfit, and the design complements how Ezio ended his story in AC2 and where it picks up in Brotherhood. It's just a shame this outfit was only available as DLC until the Ezio collection, but now being bundled in on current gen hardware means that it should now be equipped as soon as possible, and a massive recommendation for any playthrough. And there we have it, there is my ranking of the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood outfits. Do you agree? Which is your favourite outfit from Brotherhood? Let me know down below, and stay tuned for next time when we'll be continuing our rankings with Assassin's Creed Revelations. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for updates on future uploads, and I will see you in the next video.